following is a Hoop Ball presentation.
Hello and welcome to the Box Score Breakdown Show, brought to you by Hoop Ball. We are back for more fantasy action. My name is Adrian Benjamins. I'm joined by Neil Rochlani. Neil, how are you, man?
Adrian, I'm so excited. And I think you know why.
Whoa. Why are you excited?
We have a sponsor here on our
Neil!
show.
We are officially now a legit podcast. As you just said, we have a sponsor. Neil, who's our sponsor?
We have a wonderful sponsor out of the great state of Hawaii called the Hawaiian Isles Kona Coffee Company. And I know you can speak this more than I do because I am too lazy to make coffee at home. I just spend high markups at Starbucks whenever I want a coffee. You are a coffee home drinker, though, right? Is that correct?
Neil, this could not have worked out much better, man. There's only a couple things I love more than hoops, and one of them is coffee, man. This is great. You know, I was really scared that eventually we would have some kind of sponsor where we got to plug like, I don't know, socks or Blue Apron or I don't even know, man.
Hey,
but
don't knock Blue Apron. I was a customer for a while. That's not bad stuff.
Well, I can't cook, so actually maybe Blue Apron can help me. But you know what? We gotta stop talking about Blue Apron. We gotta talk about coffee, man, because I love coffee. It's the first thing I do when I wake up. Neil, I will start going through withdrawals if I don't get my cup of coffee in the morning. I drink it all throughout the day. I am not ashamed to admit it, man. I am addicted to caffeine. I love coffee. I could not be more excited that we picked up this sponsor. I was looking online to order my coffee, man. I cannot wait. They got some insane flavors. They have this macadamia nut flavor. I cannot wait to try it. I'm so excited, Neil.
Yeah, once again, that's Hawaiian Isles Kona Coffee. Their website is hawaiianisles.com. Also can be found on Amazon. I have to be honest, I did not know of them before they came to our little corner of the universe here, but happy to find out more and to try this out. What else do we have going on here at Hoop Ball do you want to talk about?
One other thing that we need to plug. We got to get down to some business before we can have fun, Neil. But one other thing we need to plug is our Hoop Ball in-season premium membership, which is on sale right now for $14.99. Neil, this thing's going to be on sale for the remaining 4.5 months of the season. This is ridiculous to get it for $14.99. Neil, there is so much stuff there in the premium content, but for the price alone is worth it for the pickup daily advice. That's once a night, the pickup column. It's worth it just for that, man. Because, you know, the biggest question at the end of the night is, who do I need to pick up? Who's worth taking a look at? And I'm telling you, man, to get that information every single night, it's worth the price of admission right there.
Yeah, and then the one last thing I'll mention is the DraftKings. We have it's now going to be weekly. It has been weekly, but now it's going to be for certain on Wednesdays, the DraftKings competition, $3 DFS. Wednesday night Hoop Ball. There'll be a specific link to get into the league, the Hoop Ball League, that I know Dan's tweeting out, Aaron's tweeting out. Micah Patria is our expert you're trying to beat. It's not me you're trying to beat. I'll be in there. You can take my money. I'll tweet it out as well and try to get that full again tomorrow night. So a few things going on here we wanted to mention before we get into the basketball discussion. I guess we can go to some news and notes now, unless there's anything else you want to talk about.
That's all I got, man.
We can go into your struggles of cooking if you want. I mean, is that something you've just...
Oh, man, Neil, it is ugly. I have trouble making toast, man. I will burn toast. So that's how bad of a cook I am. Luckily, I married a woman that can cook, and she doesn't mind cooking for me. And I'm so lucky, man, because I would be eating ramen every single night and fast food if it wasn't for my wife.
All right. Well, we don't need to dwell on that one. I'm sorry. Sorry. It's a tough situation. Okay, let's Basketball, some news and notes. I'm going to start off with a story about a gentleman named Taurean Prince, who I thought could have a pretty strong year this year, is currently now injured for the next, what we got, 3 weeks we're seeing? 3 to 6 weeks? Can you confirm that for me?
Yes. I think it could be anywhere between 2 to 3 weeks.
2 to 3. I'm seeing a 12.31 estimated return. He's currently 93 on a per game basis in 8 category leagues. I think that's going to climb. I wouldn't trade for him to stash him, but I think he's. I wouldn't drop him either. Like, you wouldn't drop him, right, and try to pick him up later. Would you just stash him?
I think he's worth stashing, especially if you have an IR spot. So the official diagnosis is a ligament sprain, bone bruise, mixed in with some soft tissue inflammation. So actually, man, this sounds pretty serious. And it sounds like he's going to, as you said, miss at least the next 3 weeks. And this was really surprising to me, Neil. I saw him leave that game. He walked on his own power. He was limping, but, I thought it was just the kind of standard ankle sprain. I figured he'd just miss a few games. So this is a pretty big blow here. Neil, who do you think's going to benefit most here? What do you think, man?
I don't know. Like I said yesterday, I've been watching DeAndre Bembry since he was in diapers. I don't know who to pick up here. I think it could just be spread around. I think Bembry may get more minutes, but I don't think he's worth an ad. Bazemore's seen his time slip a little bit. Maybe he gets back into the fold if he's been dropped in your league. He's currently 119 on a per game basis. I don't know. I don't think it's going to be one specific player. Maybe Werther. I don't know, but he's kind of coming along on his own. I would watch those 3 guys. I don't think anyone's going to be top 100 worthy, though, based off of this change.
Yeah, I agree with you. I'm not excited about anybody. I think it'll actually be Kent Bazemore that sees the most significant boost. I agree as well that DeAndre Bembry will likely see an uptick. Kevin Huerter, maybe even guys like John Collins just get some more shots in the offense. But Collins, all these guys are mostly already owned, so it's not like we're running to the wire to pick up Bembry or Kevin Huerter. So I'm just not really excited about any of these guys for fantasy, and let's just keep an eye on the situation and see how it pans out.
Yeah, he takes about 12 shots a game, so those do have to get distributed somewhere. We'll see. Maybe if Bazemore gets a couple, Collins gets a couple, perhaps Trae Young takes even more shots. We'll see how it plays out. It's hard to really say anyone's going to step in and really produce. What other news do we have?
Well, I'm not sure if this is worth spending a lot of time on, but it was announced today that Markelle Fultz has been diagnosed with a neurogenic thoracic outlet syndrome. It's like a nerve issue. I did a lot of reading on this today, Neil. Sounds like it happens to a lot of baseball players, specifically pitchers. It's very rare in the NBA. In fact, I believe this is the only case of this in the NBA. But the other interesting thing about this issue, Neil, is there's varying degrees, and it's believed that Fultz's might be minor because other people who've had this syndrome, Neil, they need surgery. There's been a lot of baseball players that get surgery. He's opting not to get surgery. He thinks he may be able to deal with this issue with physical therapy. So, Neil, I don't know. Is this good news? Is this bad news? What do you think about this?
I think it helps to understand all the struggles he's been going through, if this is something it's been dealing with for a while. I just feel bad for the guy. I mean, you come into the league, you work so hard to get to be the number 1 pick in the draft, and then you have all these ailments that are just ruining your chance here to develop as into a good NBA player. It's got to be so just mentally exhausting too for him. I don't know what to think in terms of whether it's good or bad. I think he's someone that I probably won't own in fantasy until he's out there and playing at a decent level. So I just hope he gets better and he has a chance to prove himself. But it's unfortunate. It's I guess the one good thing is maybe they actually found something they can treat him properly, and he can get back to where we thought he might be when he first came in the league.
Yes, and there's not really too much we take from this as far as a fantasy standpoint, because he's been already missing games this season, so we already know what the rotation looks like, who are the guys that you want to own. He hasn't really been fantasy viable at all throughout the season, so it's not like we're going to run to the wire to pick anyone up. There's really not much we take from it as far as a fantasy standpoint. All right, Neil, that's all I got for news. Is there anything else you can think of that we think we need to mention?
We can talk about the Kevin Love looking to come back in mid-January. Like I was telling you. Yeah, like I was saying, I don't know if I buy this. I know, I like what it says. Like my headline says eyeing mid-January return. I think the the powers that be may not want him to return. I think they're going for the one pick overall again. So I don't see why they'd bring him back. I guess maybe just to get some run, some exercise. So maybe he plays limited minutes where he doesn't really make an impact on the outcome of the game. But I just don't see him being fantasy worthy the rest of the season. I mean, perhaps I'm wrong. Perhaps he comes back and plays 30 minutes and does very well. Maybe he has 20 good games this year. I don't know. We'll see. I just think I wouldn't hold on to him if he's still on your team. So,
yeah, I agree with you. There's really no reason for them to rush him back. In fact, by that time, Neil, they're going to be in a deeper, larger hole. They're going to be even closer to Zion Williamson. So they're even going to be more motivated to not bring him back. It just makes no sense. He will be back at some point in the season, but just as you said, man, could be playing limited minutes, won't be playing in back-to-backs. I'm not big on Kevin Love's outlook for the rest of the season.
All right. We've got 5 games to talk about.
All right. I led us last night. Why don't you determine that?
All right. Start off with the Chicago Bulls versus the Indiana Pacers. I will take my Chicago Bulls. New coaching switch, kind of the same result. They lose 96-90 to Indiana. I talked about last night, perhaps Lopez would see increased minutes. That, of course, did not happen. He did not even get on the court. So Wendell Carter seems just fine in his minutes. He got 31 tonight, 12 points, 13 rebounds, 4 assists, 5-11 shooting, 2 of 2 from the line, a steal and a block. A solid night by him. This was interesting to see. Zach LaVine really took a backseat to Markkanen. 13 points for LaVine, 2 rebounds, 9 assists. Good to see him distributing the ball. 6 of 15 from the field. 1 3-pointer steal. Markkanen had the best line of the night. He looked really good out there. 21 points, 10 rebounds, 1 assist. Did shoot 8 for 24. But he just looked like, when I said good, I mean he looks like he's ready and healthy and can play. He played 32 minutes tonight. I saw there was a minutes restriction, but I think 32 to 35 is what's going to get going forward. Did have 5 3-pointers, 2 steals, and a block. Justin Holiday, someone I was curious about to see how he would fit in with the new coaching staff. I thought he was Hoiberg really liked him. It seems like, I don't even know this guy's name, sorry. Likes him as well. Justin Holiday played 41 minutes, 15 points, 6 rebounds, 3 assists, 3 3-pointers, and a steal. Ryan A, 29 minutes, 1 rebound, 1 assist. Gosh, we said this guy, 2 steals. We said this guy might be a streaming option. I think that might have been a bad one for me to call. Jabari Parker, someone I'm still holding on to. I think in 29 minutes like he got tonight, he still might be fantasy worthy. Tonight, 12 points, 8 rebounds, 1 assist. Did miss both his 3-pointers, did not have a steal or a block. I'm not really, I got to watch this whole game from start to finish. It's been a while since I've been able to do that. And it's, he did not look very good. I do think he can still produce somewhere around like 13 and 8 with maybe a steal and a block. So not great stat lines, but I think he's going to be decent. Cameron Payne got 20 minutes. Chandler Hutchinson, someone I'm hopeful might develop into a decent player, got 9 minutes. Shaquille Harrison, 14. So Bobby Portis is practicing again. Chris Dunn is practicing again. Expect him to be back in the lineup probably next week at some point. We'll see how this all plays out with the new coach and the new guys coming back. Hard to say. I think the one thing I can take away is perhaps his points take a hit because LaVine is scoring ridiculous numbers up until this point, and I think that's got to come down with all these players coming back. That 24 points per game will probably get down to like the mid to high teens. And Markkanen, I think, looks like it's going to be just fine. So if you drafted him and you've been holding on to him, great job on sticking with him. I think he's going to be around a 50-ish, 40 to 60 ranked player this year. We'll see how it works out.
Neil, the story of the night has to be Lauri Markkanen. Neil, I thought I was going to take this guy like weeks to get up to full speed. He looks like he's ready to go right now. 32 minutes, led the team in usage, took 24 shots. He's good to go, man. I can't believe that so soon. Like, I think I was telling someone on Twitter, like, hey, be patient with Lauri Markkanen. He's going to take time. He's got to shake that rust off. Likely it's going to be a few weeks of just, kind of similar to what we saw from John Collins, how he was just coming off the bench, playing that like low 20-minute role. Nope, Lauri Markkanen's already locked and loaded. Congratulations if you got him. And I'm really glad that you mentioned Chris Dunn, Bobby Portis going through 5-on-5 scrimmage. That usually means that they're very close. I would expect them back maybe towards the end of the week, or as you said, maybe next week. All right, man, I'm going to jump into the Indiana Pacers. Going to start with Darren Collison, who's starting for Victor Oladipo, who's been out indefinitely. Collison, 23 points, no defensive stats, but did add 3 assists with 8 rebounds, 3 threes, perfect 8-8 from the line, 6 of 7 from the field, shooting very nice tonight. Myles Turner, I feel like he's been playing a lot better lately, Neil. Hey, maybe this guy's just a late starter? I don't know. 18 points, 11 rebounds, 3 assists, 1 steal, 5 blocks tonight. Outstanding line from him. 8 of 17 from the field, 2 of 4 from the line. Bogdanovich still providing some nice value here. 14 points, 1 steal, 2 assists, 6 rebounds, 1 3. 5 of 10 from the field, 3 of 4 from the line. Thaddeus Young, not really happening for him this season. 6 points. The 2 steals, 2 assists, and 3 rebounds is nice. 3 of 8 from the line. Tyreek Evans has been somewhat disappointing as well. 10 points, 1 steal, 2 assists, 3 rebounds, 5 turnovers tonight. Shot 3 of 9 from the field, 4 of 4 from the line. And off the bench, I was a little disappointed with Sabonis tonight. I got such high standards for this guy. 9 points, 1 block, 3 steals, 2 assists, 11 rebounds, 4 of 8 from the field, 1 of 2 from the line. It's actually not a bad all-around roto line. I guess I'm just used to seeing some more scoring from him. Not too much else coming from the bench. What are your thoughts on the Pacers?
Yeah, this is an interesting question. So Myles Turner is now back up to 53rd on a per-game basis, ACAT, averaging 2.7 blocks a game on the season, helping you with his field goal percentage and his rebounds. Do you think this is? You think he's going to keep climbing? Would you sell high on him? Would you hold? What would you do if you had him? Because he's had a couple, like you said, nice, good games, and he's got that name that people like, kind of gravitate towards. So, what do you think?
Well, if you own him, you've been pretty disappointed, and I've got him in a couple spots, Neil, and you've been pretty disappointed. You felt like you blew your draft pick because you took him in the top 4 rounds, and so I think you're kind of excited that he's climbing here. So unfortunately, if you were going to sell him, I'm not sure you can get that draft price value that you paid for him. So I think you're still hanging on to him if you own him, and you just got your fingers crossed that he can keep this momentum going, man. He's looked really good the last few games. So let's just hope he can just build on this and do this for the rest of the season. That would be amazing. Maybe the better question, Neil, is should you try to buy on him? What do you think about that?
Yeah, it's tough to buy right after a couple good games, though, because like you said, he's climbing, and then the owner probably is going to value him more than you want to spend. So, no, I wouldn't buy him right now, unfortunately. I do think, though, he's going to continue to climb, and if I owned him, it'd be hard to part ways with him, seeing him get better. So, like you said, yeah, let's just hope if you drafted him, it's good to feel good about a guy, right? That's like it disappoints you for the first third of the season, and now it seems to start turning things around. So that's nice.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else before we move on?
Nope.
All right, let's go on to the second game of the night. I've got Orlando, Miami. Orlando wins in Miami. Impressive win there, or maybe not so much. Miami's been struggling this year. Orlando 105, Miami 90. Start with Nick Vucevic. 19 points, 10 rebounds, 3 assists, 8 of 16 shooting, 2 3-pointers, and a steal. Go with Aaron Gordon. He had a solid night. 20 points, 13 rebounds, 5 assists, 3 of 3-pointers, a steal and a block. DJ Augustine, 11 points, 2 rebounds, 5 assists, kind of hanging on there for value. No steals, no defensive stats. Did go 3 for 3 from the line and 2 3-pointers. Evan Fournier, he's kind of having not a great year. Tonight, 13 points, 3 rebounds, no steals, no blocks, 3 3-pointers. Here's the one that perhaps you're still holding on to, Adrian. Jonathan Isaac. Do you have him still in some leagues?
Yeah, I haven't dropped him anywhere, but Neil, I got to be honest with you, man. I'm like on my last leg with this guy, so this is very nice.
Yes,
to see. What did he do tonight?
12 points, 6 rebounds, 2 assists, 4 or 5 from the field, 4 or 4 from the line. Those percentages are phenomenal. 2 steals and a block. Helped you in every category, except, didn't hurt you in any of those categories, I should say. Let's see, who else had a decent line? Oh, Jonathan Simmons started as well, played 21 minutes, but really did not put up any fantasy value and hasn't been so far this year. Yeah, it's been a tough road for Isaac owners. I know we've advocated him. I started to give up on him last time. He's fallen to 150 and ACAT, which isn't horrible considering how bad he's been. He's easily a top 100 guy if he gets lines like this, and we all thought he has much higher potential. So, I would go pick him up if you have dead weight, if he's out there. I looked in all my leagues, he wasn't. He's probably like, guys like Adrian are too smart to drop him. So he's still sitting. We can't pick him up. But I will say DJ Augustine, this guy's a conundrum. I don't know what to do. I don't think I want to own him, but he does decent value, 111 and 8 cat. He's got that locked-in role. I think he can help feed Isaac. So maybe he gets a little bit of a bump if Isaac goes up as well. We'll see how that plays out. Any thoughts on the Orlando Magic?
Yeah, I actually have quite a few shares of Jonathan Isaac in a lot of my leagues this season, and I have not dropped him anywhere. But, there were a couple leagues where there's some decent ads, man, and I'm struggling in a couple of these leagues. My home league, I was so tempted to drop him this week, so I'm really happy to see this line from him. But this does kind of feel a little fool's goldish because the usage is still so low. Man, he took 5 shots tonight. So he made 4 or 5, but let's say his shot wasn't on tonight. Let's say he only makes 1 or 2 of those shots. And now we're looking at 4 points with 2 steals and 2 assists and 6 rebounds, which is okay. But man, I drafted this guy thinking he was going to be a stud. So I'm still a little disappointed. All right, Neil.
Yeah, so why don't you drop him in our league, and tell me when you do that.
Man, and you know what? My home league is a roto league. So I've just had him he's collecting cobwebs on my bench because, for example, I didn't even take advantage of this line tonight because I didn't have him in my starting lineup tonight because it's a roto league where there's a games limit cap, and I'm waiting for him to break out. So anyways, man, it's kind of aggravating. All right, I'm going to move over to the Miami Heat side, and pretty excited to see Tyler Johnson back in the lineup. I'm actually holding him in some really deep leagues, but only had 4 points in 13 minutes, but first game back in a while from a hamstring injury, so keep an eye on him. Neil, what is going on with Josh Richardson right now? Is he in a shooting slump or what? I feel like the last 4 games his shooting has just been horrendous. 2 of 14 tonight for 6 points. Didn't have a single defensive stat tonight. 5 assists, 4 rebounds, 1 3 in 32 minutes, man. I don't know. Hey, maybe you try to buy low on him right now. I don't think he's going to be this bad for the season. He's got to turn this around. Maybe the owner's upset. See if you can buy low on Josh Richardson right now. Rodney Magruder, 7 points, 1 steal, 2 assists, 7 rebounds, 3 of 8 from the field with 1 3. Whiteside, 12 points, 9 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 steal, 3 blocks. Neil, Whiteside's free throw shooting has been atrocious lately. He only took 2 of them tonight, missed all of them. So at least didn't hurt you with the volume. But his free throw shooting, we don't draft him thinking he's going to be a good free throw shooter, but there was some hope that he was turning it around there, and it's just gone back down. 6 of 7 from the field's pretty nice though. James Johnson with 11 points, 1 steal, 1 assist, 4 rebounds in 20 minutes, shot 5 of 8, not bad. Wayne Ellington only 6 points in 18 minutes, 2 threes. It's not quite there. Winslow tonight had a decent game. 14 points, 2 blocks, 2 assists, 5 rebounds, 2 threes, 6 of 13 from the field. Good luck if you can figure out when he's going to do this again, because I have no idea. Kelly Olynyk with 13 points, a steal, a block, 2 assists, 6 rebounds, 4 threes tonight. Took 10 threes, actually. Made 4 of them. 4 of 11 from the field. Not too much else. Wade with 11 points in 22 minutes. Bam Adebayo's pretty quiet. Did have 3 blocks, 6.7 rebounds in just 23 minutes. Neil, what are your thoughts on the Miami Heat?
Yeah, it's tough. Richardson's been really struggling from the field. I wonder if having Dragic out hurts his shooting at all. I wonder if it's a correlation there. But this team, they got down big, I think, early, or they got down significantly early, and a lot of the bench guys got more minutes. It's a little bit like Boston. There's a lot of players that are pretty good, and they get a lot of minutes, and they can put up decent lines, but you don't know from night to night who it's going to be. Linux had a couple of games in a row. I've been streaming Adebayo in one league. Tonight, I really love the 3 blocks. Dwayne Wade, I thought might be streamable. Obviously, didn't happen tonight. Same with Winslow, like you said, you can't really count on him. It's really tough for Hassan Whiteside. He started to pick up his free throw percentage last couple of years, and now it's just back down to 47%. It's just crazy on 4.8 per game. So that's just he's 63rd in 8-cat. He would be 30 points higher if he shot a decent percentage. It's crazy. Anyway, like you said, Richardson I think is a buy low. I can't see it getting much worse than this. So maybe reach out to his owner and offer him someone in the 50s or 40s and see if you can get him. That's about it. Not much else on the pickup. Tyler Johnson, like you said, I think he should be okay once he gets more minutes. I think I might be streaming him in another league as well. That's all I've got. Any other thoughts before we go on to game 3?
Just real quick, want to confirm Josh Richardson in the last 5 games has a 29.5% field goal percentage in the last 5 games. Just atrocious. He's got to get this turned around. Hang tight. If you got him, hang tight. All right, where should we go next, man?
Let's go to Portland, Dallas. This game was not as close as the score indicated. I thought Portland might win it, but it was Dallas 111-102. Portland, start with their side. Damian Lillard played 38 minutes at 33 points, 8 rebounds, 8 assists, 10 of 23 shooting, 11 of 12 from the free throw line, 2 3-pointers, a steal, and a block. CJ McCollum, 18 points, 3 rebounds, 4 assists. Struggled tonight, 7 of 19 from the field, 2 3-pointers, 2 of 2 from the line, 2 steals. Yusuf Nurkic ultimately fouled out, played 30 minutes, did put up 9 points, 11 rebounds, and assist. Also got 2 blocks and a steal. Let's see. Mo Harkless had a good game back last night, but with Evan Turner still contributing off the bench, just played 23 minutes, 5 points, 3 rebounds, and a steal. Al-Farouq Aminu had a solid night, 12 points, 13 rebounds, 2 assists, 5 of 6, though, from the field. So that is a little misleading. Tonight, a 3-pointer and a steal. Off the bench, Zach Collins played 30 minutes. These are the nights we like when he gets this many minutes. You just can't trust it. Tonight, 13 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists on 5 of 10 shooting, and a block. Oh, I'm sorry. I was reading Evan Turner's line. My fault. Okay, that was Evan Turner. Zach Collins. This is what we've been coming to know more recently. 17 minutes and just 2 points, 1 rebound, and a steal and a block. Stauskas got 15 minutes. Curry played 9, and Myers Leonard got 6. Yeah, I mean, I really thought CJ McCollum was going to come back up. He's really just getting his assists are just not there this year. He's got 4 tonight, but usually distributes the ball a little bit more, gets a little bit more in rebounds. And then his field goal percentage just taking a little bit of a dip this year. So perhaps 66 is more like his real value. I still have hope he might get to around 55 or 50, but right now that field goal percentage kind of keeping a drag on him. Aminu, I guess, might be worth a pickup. He's someone, though, that is, right on the borderline, and I'll probably avoid. Do you have any thoughts? I don't know what else to say. I mean, I don't think Turner's a pickup. Collins is a pickup. Harkless is not going to be worthy unless Turner's out or he gets a lot more usage. So not much else to see here.
Yeah, I agree with you. We kind of know who the guys are. I don't really trust, other than Al-Farouq Aminu, I don't really trust any of their fringy guys. Mo Harkless, Evan Turner, Zach Collins, Stauskas. I just don't trust any of these other guys, man. And then love your take on CJ McCollum. This is huge surprise, Neil. I thought he would be one of the safest guys on draft day. So, drafted in the top 4 rounds likely. So for him to be floating in that, I think in 9-cat, he's currently 64 right now in 9-cat. And it's, you would like to think he's going to improve, but the minutes have been there all season. The usage has been there all season. It's not like there's going to be any changes due to a guy coming back from injury or anything like that. So even if he does improve, it might not be a significant improvement from here. Anyways, man, it's just kind of disappointing. All right, I'm going to jump in on the Dallas Mavericks side. Going to start with the Wonder Boy rookie, Luka Doncic, 21 points, 0 defensive stats, but did have 3 assists, 9 rebounds, 2 threes, 7 of 9 from the line, 6 of 14 from the field. I love this kid, Neil. Harrison Barnes, the Black Falcon, 11 points, 1 steal, 1 block. Do they call him the Black Falcon?
I have no idea. I'm not into NBA. That just threw me for a loop if you saw my facial expressions, because I had not heard of that one. But I am not so hip to these nicknames, so I could be totally out of it.
I'm pretty sure at one time in his career he was called the Black Falcon. 1 assist, 1 steal.
I would love to have that nickname. So
4 rebounds. No threes tonight, which is disappointing. 4 of 12. We know he, every so often, shooting can be an issue, but he's been pretty good. He's been serviceable this year. DeAndre Jordan, big double-double. The 17 rebounds is what makes it big. 17 rebounds, 12 points, a steal, a block, 2 assists. 4 of 8 from the field, 4 of 5 from the line is nice. He's really improved his free throw stroke, which has been really nice. Wesley Matthews having a good game here. 17 points, 2 assists, a steal, a rebound, 3 threes, 2 of 3 from the line, 6 of 12 from the field. Dennis Smith Jr. Neil, earlier I told you about how Jonathan Isaac was sitting in my home league bench just collecting just cobwebs and dust. Dennis Smith Jr. is another guy sitting on my bench. Had a pretty decent game tonight, and I don't get to reap any of the rewards from this game that he had tonight. 12 points, a steal, a block, 9 assists, 4 of 9 from the field, 1 3, 3 of 5 from the line. I really hope he can start rolling or keep this up, or because I'm scared if I play him in the next game, he's going to give me a goose egg, man. It's so frustrating. Devin Harris, 9 points in 17 minutes. JJ Barea, who looked really good in the last one, only had 9 points, 2 steals, 3 assists, 2 rebounds. He only shot 3 of 11, but I don't know. Dorian Finney-Smith, who I thought maybe could be worth streaming in deep leagues, nothing really tonight, only 5 points in 17 minutes. Powell, only 7 points in 16 minutes. Not too much else to talk about. What are your thoughts on the Mavericks?
This is a pretty good team. Doncic is looking every bit as advertised. I'm kicking myself. I traded him. I just like to have players that are fun and so shiny new toys, which he has been this year in the NBA, and it's been fantastic. And I'm also I'm shocked by DeAndre Jordan's free throw percentage, 75% on the year. That's just phenomenal. Good to him for working on that. Like you said, Harrison Barnes has been serviceable. I don't really trust Wesley Matthews anymore. Dorian Finney-Smith. Never was a Dennis Smith Jr. guy. Really worried about his percentages, and unfortunately those have not improved this year. Yeah, again, this is kind of like what we know. I don't see any major changes to rankings based off this game or anything trending really differently so far. So not much to add. Game 4, are you ready?
Let's do it.
Okay, Sacramento, Phoenix. This was a major blowout. The final score is 122-105. But if I'm correct, Adrian, one time I looked at my box score, it was 37-8. I don't know if there's something wrong with my phone, but considering it was Phoenix, I'm guessing not. I'll take the Sacramento side. They were led by, sorry, something's sticking here. They were led by Buddy Hield, 20 points, 5 rebounds, 1 assist on 7 of 13 shooting, and a steal, 3 3-pointers. De'Aaron Fox had 16 points, 7 assists, no rebounds. Did have a 3-pointer, only 5 of 8 from the line, though, and a steal. Willie Cauley-Stein just played 19 minutes tonight, and he scored 6 points on 3 of 5 shooting, 4 rebounds, 5 assists, and 4 steals, no blocks. Amon Shumpert still starting at the 3. 23 minutes, 7 points, 2 rebounds, 3 assists on 2 of 5 shooting, and a steal. Nemanja Bjelica still starting on the wing as well, 21 minutes, 2.7 rebounds, 3 assists himself, and a steal and a block. Off the bench, Bogdan Bogdanovic. I was really hoping he'd be available. It seemed like he was drafted in almost all my leagues and picked up right away. If not, 14 points tonight, 5 rebounds, 2 assists, 5 of 9 from the field, 2 of 2 from the free throw line, 2 3-pointers, a steal and a block. Let's see, who else played tonight? Oh, Bagley was out tonight, so Justin Jackson got a little bit of a run, 20 minutes, 10 points, 2 rebounds, an assist, and a block. Troy Williams also played. A lot of these guys got to play because of the blowout factor, so I don't think they're really worth their stat lines. Are just kind of misleading. Harry Giles got 10 minutes as well. Macklemore, we had the Macklemore sighting, 10 minutes as well. Not much to take away. This is a really good fantasy team. And a pretty solid basketball team this year. Fox has climbed, to mid-round value, which you called, Adrian. Buddy Hield been playing decently, 67th overall on a per-game basis, an ACAT. Bjelica, he's been slowly falling. I would have traded high on him once Bogdan came back, who's now back up to 96. These guys are going to cross paths pretty soon, I think, in ranking value. Expect Bogdan to get somewhere around 70. And Bjelica to fall outside the top 100 by season's end. I'm not really looking to add Shumpert. And this is surprising. I'm seeing Cauley-Stein at 145. I could have swore he would have been better than that. I thought he was more around 100, but maybe my settings are messed up. What are you seeing for Cauley-Stein?
This really reminds me a lot about last season. His perceived value is different than his actual value, meaning you see him have these nice lines, then you go look at his ranking and it's really low. And right now in 9 category leagues, he's at 159. So he's really fallen off. I would stick with him though. I feel like he's shown that he can provide some value this season. I'm not quite sure why he's just fallen off lately. Maybe it's games like this, but as you mentioned, the blowout factor, he only got 19 minutes here. I would stick with him if you own him. And then the other interesting thing, I thought maybe with Bagley being out, I thought maybe Nemanja Bjelica could maybe start getting some steam and start getting some value again. And it doesn't look like it's happening for him at all. All right, Neil. Gonna move over to the Phoenix Suns. Gonna start with a guy that I tried to pick up everywhere, and I either got outbid or he was already gone. Josh Jackson, 14 points, no defensive stats, which is very disappointing because I think he could be helpful there. 3 assists, 4 rebounds. The shooting can be an issue. He was 4 of 11 from the field tonight, 2 of 6 from 3-point range, 4 of 6 from the line. I think he's going to provide value while Booker is out, and TJ Warren is also out right now. So I think he's going to be worth playing while those two guys are out. Trevor Ariza looks like he could be the main man. 14 points, 3 steals, 3 assists, 3 rebounds, 3 threes tonight, 5 of 13 from the field. Eli Okobo got the start at point guard and really disappointed. 4 points. Maybe got into some foul trouble as well. 5 fouls, 1 block, 1 assist, 3 3 rebounds, 2 of 7 from the field. DeAndre Ayton, only 21 minutes, 10 points, didn't have a block, a steal, 2 assists, 9 rebounds. Maybe the low minutes is just due to that blowout factor again. Wasn't in any foul trouble. Neil, one guy I am kind of excited about. I don't think we're going to be picking him up anywhere, but they have a rookie named DeAnthony Melton, who I thought could be really special tonight. He actually this guy was in the G League just a few weeks ago, so they brought him back up. In 23 minutes, he had 21 points, 5 assists, 1 steal, 2 rebounds, 3 of 4 from downtown. He shot 9 of 12 from the field. This kid is very talented. I think they need to give him a shot. He's a really good two-way guard, plays defense, do-it-all type of guy. I think they need to get this guy in the rotation. Not too much else to talk about. Daniels had 13 points in 20 minutes. Crawford had 6 points in 22 minutes. Holmes with 10 points, 10 rebounds, 3 assists in 22 minutes. Another guy I wish that they can get more minutes, man. I really wish Richaun Holmes could. He's would be an easy pickup if he could just crack that starting lineup or get 30 minutes. Neil, what are your thoughts on this Suns team?
I'm really glad you brought up DeAnthony Melton. I think he could be these. I wouldn't pick him up like you said, but I think he's one of these candidates for second half of season, post All-Star break guys that just get a lot of run and put up a lot of great stats in like a 10 to 15 game window when everyone's at the end of the season trying to like find players to pick up. He is going to get that run. I thought it was going to be Mikal Bridges who's going to have that role off this team, who I'm still am holding on to in one league. He's not a great shooter, which I think he's proven so far this season. Shooting just 42%. Tonight he struggled. 0 for 7 from the three-point land, but the 55% true shooting percentage. But he does shoot those free throws pretty well and good defensive stats, so I like to see that. 3 steals and 2 blocks. I do think though Melton will be one of those late season ads that can help you move up in categories that everyone's sleeping on. So that's about it. This team is so hard to predict. They don't have a lot of talent, and the talent they do have is injured right now. So it's hard to know who's going to play well from night to night.
Hey, two quick things. Thank you for bringing up Mikal Bridges. I completely overlooked him. I picked him up in a couple deep leagues. Look, the shooting wasn't there tonight, but one thing we love about him is his all-around game. As you mentioned, the 2 blocks, 3 steals, had 5 rebounds. Look, he only shot 3 of 12, but I love that he took 12 shots and got 34 minutes. If that shot just fell tonight, this would be a really nice line. So I'm sticking with Mikal Bridges. And then one last thing, I'm reading a lot of buzz, Neil, that Trevor Ariza could possibly get moved. In fact, he's not eligible to get traded till 12/15. So word is that it's possible he gets moved as soon as he's available, which is on that date. So man, if Trevor Ariza got moved, it could really open things up for Mikal Bridges, maybe Josh Jackson. So keep an eye on that situation.
Yeah, I didn't realize about that deadline issue or that precluding issue from being traded. Okay, let's go over to San Antonio, Utah. Another blowout game here. Surprisingly so. Utah wins 139-105. I just expect the Spurs to be competitive on every night. I guess that's too high of expectation. Let's see. DeRozan, 16 points, 2 rebounds, 7 assists. No threes, no steals. Did have a block. LaMarcus Aldridge, 16 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists on 7 of 10 shooting. Nice to see that. 2 of 2 from the line, a steal and a block. That should help him start to climb back up a little bit in the rankings here. Rudy Gay got the start. Did not have a good game. Just took 3 shots, missed them all. 0 points, 1 rebound, 1 assist. Just played 19 minutes and a steal. I think he just got the hook because he wasn't playing well. I don't see any injury news on him, nor did he have foul trouble. I would not think too much of it. Tonight, Bertrand started, got 25 minutes, 8 points, 6 rebounds, 3 of 6 shooting, 2 3-pointers, 2 steals, and a block. Bryn Forbes, 20 minutes, 9 points, 2 rebounds. Not much else. Did have a 3-pointer. Off the bench, Bellinelli played 23 minutes. Dante Cunningham coming off the bench now, 21 minutes. The one nice line, two nice lines here off the bench. Not sure what to make of it. Maybe I can get your perspective, Adrian. Derek White, 21 minutes, 10 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists. I'm still not really buying him. Had a steal, 3 turnovers. But Jakob Poeltl, 20 points, 7 rebounds, 1 assist, 9 of 11 from the field, in a block. Do we think Poeltl is going to ever be relevant this year?
Yes, absolutely. In fact, this is what I've been waiting for, man. He's showing signs of life. Jakob Poeltl. No, I'm just kidding. Jakob Poeltl. Come on, man. Can they not? Neil, Pau Gasol is out. They don't have a center. Why can't they start this guy and play this guy big minutes? He's showing signs of life. Neil, the other night he had 14 points with 8 rebounds and 1 block in 21 minutes. Follows it up again with a nice game here tonight. Shot a very efficient 9 of 11 from the field. Neil, going into the season, we thought that this guy could be a valuable fantasy center. So he's showing signs of life here. He just needs to get more minutes than this 19 minutes, 20 minutes. He needs to get starter minutes. Now, this was a blowout. I'm keeping an eye on him. I'm not ready to make a move on this guy yet, but I'm keeping an eye on him, Neil. Are you doing the same?
No. I don't think he's gonna be worth anything. Same with Derek White. I just don't see it with these guys. The Spurs like to move it. They're known for their depth in their system. They've got a couple guys who are doing the bulk of the fantasy work, and DeRozan and Aldridge and Gay a little bit, and the rest just seem to be kind of also rans in terms of fantasy value. So I'm sorry. I thought Poeltl might be worth a late round pick. I did not draft him anywhere, and it just seemed like he's a season away. He seems to have talent, so we'll see how it develops there.
You're killing my buzz, man. All right.
Sorry. I love the enthusiasm, though. I do love that.
Ricky Rubio. Oh, let me jump in on the Jazz side here.
Yep.
Ricky Rubio, 12 points, 3 steals, 7 assists, 5 rebounds, had 5 turnovers, but he also added 2 threes, 5 of 10 from the field. Pretty good game from him. Gobert with 18 points, 10 rebounds, 3 blocks, 4 assists, 5 of 7 from the field. He shot 8 of 10 from the line. It's a pretty good game from him. Joe Ingles with 13 points, 3 steals, 7 assists, 3 rebounds, 3 threes, 5 of 9 from the field. Pretty good game there. It's a lot of nice fantasy lines from the Jazz tonight. 20 points for Donovan Mitchell, 2 steals, 2 assists, 1 rebound, 7 of 13 from the field, 4 of 6 from downtown, 2 of 2 from the line. Derek Favors even having a good game here. 14 points, a steal, a block, 2 assists, 5 rebounds, 5 of 7 from the field, 4 of 4 from the line in just 23 minutes. Off the bench, Royce O'Neal had 11 points. Kyle Korver, 15 points in 15 minutes, had 3 threes tonight. That's pretty good. Not too much else. Crowder, who we thought maybe could be worth a pickup, has fallen off again. He only had 8 points, 2 assists, 3 rebounds, 2 threes in 21 minutes. Neil, what do you think of the Jazz?
I got to see some of this game tonight. Their offense looked out of sync, even though they scored all these points. It just doesn't look like it flowed very well. I don't know if that's just how they've been this year or if it's been more of the defense of the Spurs, but good to see in the second half they kind of picked it up and got a little more of the flow, and guys started to put up some fantasy value. Let's see here. It looks like, Ingles kind of had an Ingles night. I'm holding on him in one league. I still like him a lot. Rubio's been decent. Like we've said, had some really good games and some bad games. And then Crowder is like the last one I want to look at. I thought now that he's in the starting lineup, or at least he was there for a hot minute, he might be worth a pickup, but now Favors is back in. It could just be the matchup against the Spurs. It's hard to know what is the value is going to be night to night. Very hard to predict. So I am staying away from him, and also Derek Favors for that matter. Any closing thoughts on this game or anything else?
That's all I got, man. Is that it? Was that the last game of the night?
That's the 5th game, man. We don't have 13 games every night.
I am not used to these low nights. You know what? I'm going to add super quick. I'm seeing on my basketball monster box score that Ricky Rubio sprained his finger but was available to return in this game. And then I just want to make sure I'm not missing anything else. Nope, that's the only thing I got. It doesn't sound like anything serious, but just want to take note of it. And he played 29 minutes and had a great game. So nothing really to note there. All right, Neil, any closing thoughts on the show or the evening in general?
No, man. It's good to have you for an entire show again.
Man.
I know, 2 nights in a row. I think I'm going to just call you tomorrow when you're helping your kids and get you back on here. I think you're going to want to do this every night.
Heck yeah, man. This is great. Thank you guys so much for listening, supporting the show, and hit us up on Twitter. He's at Ball with Neil. I'm at Adrian Benjamins. Hit us up. We love to hear from you guys. Thanks so much for listening, and we'll see you guys tomorrow.
This has been a Hoop Ball presentation.